Shout out to everybody jumping in. Oh, now, I'm gonna keep my lives consistent. Do my shout outs. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Curtis, what's up? PGZ206, what's up? Danny Horton, what's up? Good morning. L the Realist. Good morning, likewise. Pedram, Varen B, Nine, salute. M. Reese, what's the topic? Well, there's really only one controversial topic. Well, there's kind of two now. One that started last night, but there's one main controversial topic that a lot of bloggers and whatnot is picking up. So we're gonna get there in 1 second. No weirdos allowed. You top of the morning. B Lou. Good morning, Jim Flo. I'm gonna get to mines in a second. I had to wake up and knock out like 2 hours of editing. Yeah, I had to get a bunch of videos on the way, man. We got so much content that's dropping. We might have like 3 videos that's dropping today, maybe like another 3 tomorrow. I'm gonna give y'all a quick content update, and then we're gonna jump into this topic. RBE takeover. I don't want to take nothing over. I just want to do my part, do my little thing, and get out the way. Same shit, different day. Moses was good. Where y'all from? Give it like another 30 seconds. Where y'all from? Do you believe? I do. Cleveland's in the building. Where y'all from? Obviously, I see New York, Carolina. It's in the building. Where y'all from? Netherlands is in the building. Birmingham is in the building. 757 is in the building. I'm letting people come in. Jersey's in the building. Barbados is in the building. Long Island, Florida, NC, New York, CT, Cleveland, Seattle. Yeah, I went to Barbados a couple times. It's a beautiful trip. Bmore, Arkansas, H Town. What's good? Phoenix, speaking of H Town, man, damn. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on over there as far as news. Springfield, Illinois, what's up? Pittsburgh, Little Rock, Pensacola, Roy Jones, my favorite boxer ever. Roy Jones type shit. Shout out to Pensacola, BK, Dallas, DeLand, Florida, Montego Bay. We all over as always. We everywhere as always. Appreciate y'all. Let me give y'all a quick content update, and then we're gonna jump into the topic. What do we got dropping today? We just dropped another Lines from the Library video. Those are always going to be classic and rare RBE moments that we bring back in short form. Check that out. It just dropped about an hour ago, something like that. We dropped Bonnie versus Caution yesterday. I see a lot of people starting to say it's one of their favorite back and forths of the year. That's dope to see. No weirdos allowed. Appreciate the donation, homie. Do you still drink a gallon of water in the morning? What kind of water? I'm not really the guy that does what type of water or anything like that. Like right now, for example, I just got some regular shit moving around. But I wouldn't do a gallon in the morning because it's just gonna run through you. If you spread a gallon across the day, that's a different story. But to try to take down a whole gallon of water, in one period of the day, like the morning, that's not going to really help you too much other than run to the bathroom a million times. It's just going to pass through you in a second. So spread that out. But I appreciate the donation, homie. But yeah, check out Bonnie versus Caution. Dope back and forth. They really, really put on. Caution went on to the very next day to win her first round in the tournament battle on Chrome 23. Shout out to Remy. Shout out to Caution. Shout out to Bonnie. Bonnie too. She won her first round battle on a tournament the day after as well. So that's dope. It's dope to see people moving around, getting their bats, getting their looks, you know what I'm saying? And just having that consistency, putting on whatever stage that they touch. That's so dope that Bonnie and Caution just did that back-to-back days of putting on crazy performances. I got another video with Big K dropping today discussing where his grudge started from his perspective with A Ward. That's going to drop this afternoon. I shot A Ward last night. They both have different stories about how their grudge started. I'll probably get A Wars out tomorrow. 40 bars is on the way. Real. Damn, was I supposed to say that? I wasn't supposed to say that. Somebody else is on the way as far as their Closure 2 videos on the channel. I think the next battle release will be Show Off versus Jay Breed, disgusting. We got Face Offs from Blood, Sweat, and Tier 7 is gonna drop as well, along with the battles. So much content. As far as Sorry Is True, I've been trying to keep up now that I'm in the middle of Closure 2 and I'm doing so many videos with so many of the artists. So some of those videos we're doing topics like you see me and Big K talk about Takeoff passing away or being killed, stuff like that. So the Sorry Is True, we still heavy in the loop with it, but it's just so much content I'm getting up on the channel right now. Shout out to the whole RBE movement. All right, topic time. Yeah, long intros is something you got to deal with. For anybody that's known me since about 2012, 2020, 2013, long intros is something you got to deal with. All right. So I've been keeping up with the bloggers as I always do. I don't do spaces. There's too much going on social media to keep up there, and I'm not a guy that scrolls my wall all day like that. The only time I really get on my Twitter and Instagram is either if I'm promoting or I'm passing time. When I mean passing time, like let's say you standing online at the bank or some shit like that. That's what I mean by passing time. Oh, y'all niggas don't want me to get into my topic, huh? Cashmere Black, appreciate the donations. Blessings to you, bro, for continuing being an honorable dude in the field of business. Continue striving. I wish you much success. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, homie. Thank you. Brick by brick, as always. That's the mentality. That's the lifestyle. So, I don't do too much social media outside of those two factors. And like I said, I don't give two shits about spaces. And I know there's a lot of news and back and forth that happens, a lot of news that comes out of spaces and whatnot. But I keep up with my bloggers, man. I saw a video this morning from Piper Boy talking about artists writing together and whose fault it is. I saw a similar blog from Chris Unbiased this morning as well. I think Vada has one. I'm gonna check that out today. Jims might have one. Shout out to Angry Fan 3 Letter Man. Shout out to everybody that's staying on these topics. Hopefully, everybody that's addressing these topics isn't in support of this. Hopefully, to learn that battlers are preparing their rounds together or rehearsing together, it really, really is a big shot. And I got a whole new perspective on who or what to blame that I'm going to get to in a second. It's a real big shot to the battle rap culture because even above battle rap, in entertainment period, perception is always reality. Sometimes to our detriment and sometimes to our favor. Perception is reality. Battle rap is one of those things where the perception of the hate, the disdain, the aggression, the dislike is to our favor. I'll give you an example. I'll use myself. Of course, I've had real grudges over the years, but you use one that's pure entertainment. Me and Surf. Shout out to Surf. A very unfortunate situation that he's in right now. Shout out to Surf. That was pure WWF, and I even broke that. That perception of it being multiple times on camera. I did interviews like if I see Surf, I shake his hand. There's footage of us multiple times on camera together laughing. I bump into him off camera, whether it's Holla's Hitman. I mean, Holla's Hitman. Holla's mixtape release party, whether he's pulling up at a Max Out event, whether he's pulling up at a Closure event, whether I bump into him in out of state or whatever. Me and Surf have always been like that. But that grudge at the league level and him carrying that torch and being such a vocal person and a promoter, etc. And if you are smart, you could see that, even if I wasn't breaking the mirror by letting you know that, even if I just always played up to it. But the perception is what carries entertainment. It's like in the middle of a movie scene, you don't want to see the actor look into the camera. It breaks the glass, if you know that type of terminology of entertainment, right? You want to maintain a certain perception to the fans. Battle rap is of the hip hop culture, a very aggressive arena that is validated by your background, right? Look at the average rapper. The average rapper these days, if you don't come from the hood, if you don't got some type of jacket, jacket, meaning, record or charges that you've been through. If you haven't been through any court proceedings, or you haven't been to jail, if you haven't been to prison, if you haven't shot somebody, if you haven't sold drugs, all these things is our validation in the hip hop culture, unfortunately. And in battle rap, it's not too much different. How tough you are, how much money you have, how much chicks you got, um, how real your story is, how authentic you are, is all part of what makes up an artist. You take some of the biggest battlers, they have an image that goes along with their talent, is goes along hand in hand with their bars. That's what separates the good performers and rappers from the stars. You have an image that complements it. You know what I'm saying? They say when the men want to be you and the women want to be with you in entertainment, that's what takes you up. And I've been saying that for years. Anybody that thinks they just get on that stage without a haircut or without a fresh t-shirt, bare minimum, something like that, get you a white tee and iron it and you good. There's cameras running. You can't do those bare essential things. The fans aren't going to take to you. They're not going to fully buy into you, no matter how nice your raps are. We've seen that over the years. You have to create an image and you have to be a star. Now, this whole thing around the shell of the perception of battle rap, you know, some of our favorite moments are grudges. Some of our favorite moments are aggressive. When they shoulder checking each other. If Ace Amin shoulder check somebody, that clip is gonna go viral, right? If somebody gets into a little scuffle and then it gets broken up and then they get back to the back. Look at Hitman and Cassidy on stage, that third round. That little scuffle adds to it. Like I think there's clips of that. Maybe on, like, shout out to 15 Minutes of Fame and Hip Hop is Real. When those media outlets are in the building and they upload like those little clips of like the scuffle on stage, there's a reason why those do the most views. Somebody might have uploaded a clip from the Hitman and Cassidy little scuffle in the third round and probably did like a 500,000 views off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what we're all clicking. That's what everybody's gravitating to. So I'm showing these examples to set the stage of, let's not lie to ourselves. So these are all the reasons why, when you have something that is fake, collaborative, in this type of entertainment presentation of two people going up against each other to fight, to war, to see who's better, to compete. When we see that, or when we find out that off cam, they over here, all the shaking hands and all that type of shit, and they writing together and they prepping together, it breaks the perception. And it's a big, big, big shot to battle rap's authenticity. It's huge. It's a huge shot to our authenticity. Me, to this day, I would never co-sign if it was proven, for example, like Daylight and Oops wrote their third rounds together. Like, I saw that. People was like, they didn't both happen to take such chest hitting angles. It wasn't a coincidence. So people was just coming out like they wrote that shit together. I seen DNA say that one time. As hate, DNA. Don't do that, DNA. That's hate. But it's been like that for years. That was our third, fourth card ever. People were against those type of accusations. See, I could use RBE as an same example. Fast forward to find out that it's almost being scripted and productionized like that. That's kind of disgusting. That's kind of disgusting to see. Now, let me be before I get to my reason why I think a lot of bloggers and a lot of people are missing why it's happening. Let me be fair for a second. Let me be fair. Because over here on this channel, as always, we're going to keep it 1,000 with everybody. Let me be fair. Battle rap has ceilings. We struggle to cross over to mainstream. We have moments where mainstream comes in, whether it's a battler that comes in, whether it's media or coverage that comes in. We have moments where there's cross, whether it's BET, whether it's Total Slaughter, whether it's a big RBE, King of the Dot, URL, or whatever league promotion, and things are going out. Look at Oxymiron versus Disaster, for example. There's things that cross out, but it's rare occurrences. It's not our standard. It's not our norm. It's just moments where we cross in or the industry comes in momentarily. So we have these very solid ceilings above us. To see people running around saying battle rap is dying, if that's all it takes is 12 months for battle rap to turn around, that shows you how small our industry is. Because if we was really a Titanic, it would take a very long time for it to turn around, and slowly, because we put so much work into the culture, right? But if all it takes is 12 months for it to turn around and people to feel like, yo, this is a decline, I'm out of here, right? That shows you again. But to be fair, I feel like there are certain elements at times where maybe leagues have the best intentions. This is no defense. I'm still going to make a point that's against this in a second. The intentions of trying to do something at a level that could be accepted by the industry, that could make things look like it's not street or it's not grungy or gritty. It's more of a production situation. I remember I had that conversation with Surf about how he felt about being in a production setup like that versus where it feels like it's more gritty type of vibe. Is like, of course, it's put together, it's coordinated. There's cameras there. We know what we're all coming to do, but it feels like Calico versus Ill Will. You see what I'm saying? But when you make an effort to say, no matter what, when these cameras are running, we have to make it look like this, and it's collaborative around the board. I think that's coming from a place of we have to just sell this. We have to move this to another place. I disagree with it, but I think that's the intention. I think that's the intention. Now, here's my counter to why I say, because I see a lot of people say, who do you blame? Who do you blame? Do you blame the battlers that that really sacrifice their integrity in that respect and sit down together and write these raps or do their rounds or try to come up with their performances together? Do you blame them? Do you blame the leagues that have it in their contracts that might say, if it's in their contracts, allegedly, this is the way you have to go about this? Or do you blame the leagues for pushing it or backing it or releasing it or saying, hey, you choked. You don't want to know what? Start your round over. Don't worry. We're not going to put that out. You know what I'm saying? Like RBE has never done that. We ain't with no fucking, like, you know what, right there on stage with in front of the cameras and shit, because it's a small room, we can contain the people that know it or whatever. Yo, just start over. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Who do you blame? Do you blame that? So there's another perspective that I want to add. I haven't seen anybody say it because, like I said, I watched the Piper Boy shit. I watched Chris Unbiased shit. I think Vada has one. I seen his title, and I feel like the tone is like all being against it, as we all should. But a perspective that I haven't heard yet, and coming from me, some people are like, oh, here ARP goes again. But sorry, it's true. And it's the contracts. Battle rap took a turn for the worse when leagues started to compete at such a strong level with other leagues. So there were different movements over the course of like the last 10 years to get other leagues out of there in the form of narratives. Let me stay on this topic now. I'm gonna just pick one narrative out of the bucket because there's a lot of them. I remember them all. One of the narratives was, if you battle too much, you're bringing down your performance and you're bringing down your stock. You should only battle at your home league. Who's been in battle rap long enough to remember that huge narrative? Just battle at your home league. Don't battle too much. It brings down your stock. It hurts your material. Who remembers that narrative? I told y'all years ago, that narrative was created to be anti other leagues. Because if you go to today, some of your favorite battlers will battle once a month, maybe twice a month, 3 times a month on whatever leagues. So that whole battle and frequent shit is obviously co-signed by certain people as long as it's the destination is an RBE. And I'm cool with that. But I'm showing you the reality here. Don't make this about 2 leagues or anything like that. Just follow the reality. Just follow the truth for a second and the facts for a second. That narrative, fast forward, obviously is proven that it wasn't about that back then. It wasn't about that. It was just trying to put people's mentality like this is how battlers should move. It was really to keep people away from certain leagues. And then another iteration of that came, which was contracting. There's nothing wrong with doing business, legal business from between companies and artists. should be signing contracts and having certain agreements that's on paper and that's legally backed. It's the point of a fucking contract. We all sign them, and then half of us don't even want to abide by them. But once Once leagues started to give out multi-battle deals or say that you're going to be guaranteed X amount of showings no matter what during this course in an effort to stifle certain artists from being in certain places, whether it be King of the Dot or other, right? Once that started happening, you lose the element of having to win your battles to move up to the next opponent or a bigger opponent or to be on back-to-back cards. You lose that element. For example, like I have a multi deal right now with an artist, and I'm praying and praying and praying that on November 19th for closure for closure two, this person puts on because I'm like, matter of fact, I got two of them, two multi situations where I'm like, if you don't put on and put out, it's gonna change how everybody looks at the battle that's coming right behind that, right? But when you have these long situations, 1 year, 2 year, 5 battle, 6 battle, 7 battle, people forget if a company or a platform or a league is actually abiding by their own contract, then they have a responsibility as well to fulfill all those discussed, agreed upon, or contracted amount of battles. So if I book, if I give Danny Myers a contract and I say this contract right here is for all 2020, 2020, and during that year, you're going to get 7 battles, right? Let's say by the time I get to August, he's done 3 of those. What am I going to do with these last 4? I'm either going to mess up his contract, break our agreement, not let him get the battles or the bags that was promised and agreed upon, or I got to rush these battles in with him. He's possibly going to end up taking opponents that he doesn't want. He's possibly going to end up having matches that he doesn't want. He's possibly going to get rushed on back-to-back cards, whether he won or lost, or even if he choked on the last one. Now, there are exceptions, and I'm going to actually stick up for Twerk here. I don't fuck with the choking for any battler. I think an exception for that could be like a Twerk, because no matter how much he has down moments on his rounds or his battles, we all still want to see him. Everybody still talks about him. Everybody still clicks him. The companies and the leagues are smarter than the fans. Unfortunately, that's not disrespect. I'm trying to, sorry, it's true. They're smarter in the fact that they know everybody's going to piss, they're going to moan, they're going to cry, they're going to complain, but they're still going to tune in. They're still going to click play, and we're just going to laugh our way to the bank. When I feel enough pressure, maybe I'll finally get to a point where I say, yo, I ain't eating that. Or nah, you try. I need back pay for that now. When you choke, you don't have all your rounds. But that's only because the pressure came. And the leagues and the companies, they know this. Like, y'all just talk. Y'all still gonna talk about these people. Y'all still gonna blog about them. Y'all still gonna blow them up. Y'all still gonna tune in. You still gonna watch from the comfort of your own home when this person is on a card, even if he choked his last 3 battles. So I don't want to have like a Twerk, for example, and shout out to Twerk, like he's one of my favorite battle rappers. In the example that I'm creating about the multi situation, let's say somebody that just isn't that attractive, and I don't want anybody to go left and be like, oh, so is that what he was meaning about Danny Myers? No, just stick with the point. Keep up with me. The point that I'm making is when you don't have somebody as electric as Twerk that is going to be watched no matter what, no matter how much people complain or bitch, they're fronting, they're still going to watch and tune in and demand his next battle. 1 month they're going to say, get him out of here. The next month they're going to say, where's the next Twerk battle? That's a fact, and the leagues know that. That's totally a different situation than somebody that's just like, hey, I just need to get you away from all these other leagues, man. Sign this 2-year deal. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be guaranteed X amount of battles. If you even have that guarantee. A lot of people don't even get that guarantee in their shit. But if you're smart enough to at least get that, right? You remove the element of, so what happens if I choked? What happens if I lost? This is another reason why when we have judge battles or judge cards, it's like an anomaly. It's a judge battle, it's a judge card. Oh, let's see who really wins this shit. Because that element has been removed. And some of that has been tactical towards the chess games amongst all these different leagues. That was a turning point that I think a lot of people are not mentioning. And I proved earlier in this blog showing you that it was just narratives at first. And when the narratives don't really stick and the battlers are still doing them, you're still going to see this battle pop up here, this big main event or this big battle there, whatever. People sooner or later, they've tried to figure out new ways to make these type of situations within our culture. You want to know what? Let me. Sometimes y'all sign shit y'all don't even know. I've seen those situations in battle rap a couple times. Or it could be like, hey man, it sounds good on the phone. You sign this, right? And if it works out for the battle, cool. But now I got all these fucking battles to get done if that is agreed upon and if that clause is being upheld between both parties. So now it doesn't matter whether you lost your last battle or not. It doesn't matter. How many interviews or how many blogs have we seen battlers say, I'm already locked in for my next two? They'll say that shit in a face-off. We didn't even get to tomorrow yet to see the outcome of tomorrow's battle. And then in a face-off talk about, I'm locked in for my next one, my next two, my next three, my next four, my next year, my next two, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's an element that I haven't seen any bloggers yet mention. And that was a huge turning point. And fast forward, when it evolves to the point of where people are even rehearsing together, it gets disgusting. But I really think some of the roots of it is just people just not knowing how to all coexist, or not caring or not wanting to coexist. And that's fine. Everybody has their different roads to navigate of how they want to move within battle rap, right? But for RBE, it's obvious. Yo, caution, just handle your business. You got something tomorrow, please don't fuck up our rounds. And I'm gonna promote and I'm gonna root for you the very next day on Chrome 23. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I have to get to a point where I say, yo, battlers, I owe you 10 battles within this span of time. And to make sure that when we cut the cameras on, it looks good. And really the roots of that is me making sure that I can get you these 10 battles with me and keep you away from other places. If I have to establish that by cutting off the cameras and say, oh, hold on, just redo your round, and then cutting them back on, that's walking backwards, because battle rap and hip hop is based in authenticity as far as the imagery that we need to carry. Authenticity. The moment that you find out that your favorite battler is XYZ, right? Don't you go left? Don't you feel away? Authenticity is a big piece of battle rap, and we are allowing it to be ruined. And I feel like anybody that supports that or does that, hidden gems, real shit. Salute. Fire emoji. Salute caution. She won that battle with her own pen. No slight to Bonnie. Shout out to Bonnie. John exposed it when he battled Surf. Yeah, so I guess there's history of it, huh? Um, that's just a perspective that I feel that we should keep and we should remember. You battlers, you guys will remain the key to a lot of this. Now more than ever is the time to not even need to sign contracts. Trust me. It's actually one of the worst times. I try to say this in my contract blog. I don't know if people read between the lines. There's a panic or that rush all of a sudden. You have to ask yourself why. Sign. You have to ask yourself why. You have to ask yourself why. Don't be scared to be a black sheep. You don't have to follow the crowd. The battlers should hold the power. Now is actually the worst time to be signing long, exclusive contracts. Look around, stupid. You know what I'm saying? So when battlers stop putting themselves in these business scenarios, I think that we'll take back and I'm glad that, because I see people like, you say John, like Averb, these people speaking up. There's always going to be people that's scared to speak up on certain shit, or they got their knee pads on, or they're going to Homer Simpson into the bush. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad to see some of our goats and our legends not go for this and not incorporate themselves into this type of shit. Because if y'all think that battle rap is declining, something like this is only going to add to it. It's only going to speed up the process. And I'm not going to say right now whether I feel like battle rap is declining or not. I could say that for a different video. But nobody should be standing with this at all if you give a fuck about battle rap and if you give a fuck about hip hop. So Now do the vets demand more money because they're coming with fresh material? Rob P, you see, y'all. Shout out to Rob P. That's where we get. That's where we get. We get to a point where people say, should the vets request money because they're the ones coming up with unique content? That's where we got. We're there now. So now I gotta first of all, for years, I don't maybe more than five, our contracts, RBE contracts, say 3 unique written rounds. Anybody that has an RBE contract can state that. Anybody. Technically, if you show up with a mixtape round or a written round from like a different battle or your song or some shit like that to RBE, technically you are in breach of your contract. I have that in RBE contracts. 3 uniquely written rounds, fresh material. So I already have that shit. But imagine if we get to a place where you have to say, yo, you know what? Or if leagues or league owners or companies get to a point where it's just like, yo, man, just show up with something, and I'll pay you, 1,000. But if you give me new material, I'll give you 2,000. What the fuck? Damn, Rob. Like, I imagine we got to that. Rebel Zoe, you say smart, I say standard, and I appreciate you. I say standard. I don't even think that that's smart. I think that we all as battle rap fans have that expectation. So let's put it in the contract. And like I mentioned, there's a lot of things in contracts that get breached. I have simple things in my contract like what time battle is supposed to be at the venue. I don't be docking. I think I docked somebody for being late like twice. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 times out of like 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So we have that there in case there's big situations or big problem. We had a recent battle that was on, I think, straight 2 or 3, where there was a mixtape round. Respectfully, since everybody says that, like it came out and everybody, and I was just like, damn. And I text the person and they hit me back like, yo, I had this going on. I was just like, you know, I didn't turn around and be like, yo, you want to know what now? I got a doctor. Well, first of all, I didn't know by the time I already paid the person, but yo, you know, I got to dock you now here or do this or whatever. I just was like, because sometimes you just let the fans handle however they feel, or the bloggers, and let them handle however they feel. And then going forward, if I do business again, I have to make certain requests. Shout out to Rex. I see Rex come up in the comments. Shout out to Rex. Rex did I think it was a social distance or something, where I think it was around that, or a verse that was repeated, and then he made up for it. Anna, he hit me up and he was just like, yo, let me give you another joint. And I don't even want to put the business out there, but the business was a certain way where it's like real honor, like, yo, I got you, A. You know what I'm saying? That's what you seen the second one that he did. I think the first one was versus, I think, Ill Will. And the second one that he did was he made it up with J400. He made that right. You know what I'm saying? So for years and years, there's a million examples that show we don't nobody is supposed to co-sign this. I haven't co-signed it. I've gotten makeup stuff for it. It's in our contracts. I don't fuck with it. I don't think anybody should. I don't think anybody should. And I'm jumping on this particular topic because I feel like it could be widespread, and I feel like there's a lot of people involved. And I can't make everybody do one thing or whatever. I can't steer the whole battle rap boat. I'm just one voice. But I'm putting a perspective out there that I think is getting overlooked. And I'm also reminding people that I don't think any of us should really stand with that shit. Um Somebody said, I got fresh material, bro. Put me in, coach. And that's, once again, salute. I appreciate that. But once again, is that what we got? Is that where we at now? Where battles would be like, yo, RBE, you know what I'm saying? Book me because I got fresh rounds. It's supposed, you know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things, like somebody that's just going crazy talking about, like, yeah, I do for my kids. Now, if you just enjoying yourself as a father, like, cool, you know what I'm saying? Pat yourself on the back, because self-celebration is healthy. Like, you have to celebrate yourself. But it's like, if you're looking for a brownie point for doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, book me. I got fresh rounds. Everybody's supposed to. Wake up, people. Keep your eyes open, man. Don't let this culture, if you think it's declining, don't let it continue to decline. Somebody stand up for something, please, because the battlers and the fans truly have the power. When you let everybody just laugh their way to the bank and nothing changes, then all of this shit just becomes moments and topics. The bloggers see certain things, they'll speak about it, and then a week later it'll be swept under the rug. You fans and you battlers are the ones that hold the power. Like, and I hate to say words like this, but it's so repetitive as far as us not standing on shit. I might as well say it. Boycott shit. If I got a card that you feel like, yo, this nigga ARP book 6ix9ine, we don't want to see 6ix9ine, boycott the shit. Don't pay for it. Don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? I'll learn the lesson. All right, I can't book 6ix9ine anymore. I'll learn the lesson. But when no lessons is learned, when I still could look at the stream or the YouTube video and see all the same amount of views or traction on the stream or purchases by the time I go check my bank account statement, nothing's gonna change. Like when I say stand on shit, people don't understand the power in that. Stand on something. Stand on it. Or y'all could just sit here and just watch battle rap continue to go like this while we all fucking sit around on some old fucking kumbaya shit writing our raps together.